home, sweet home.
Oh, it is so nice to be somewhere warm.
Proper broadband.
And running water and toilets.
Oh, but Howard, though, with the tents and everything, it's like a Boy Scout leader.
If it was not for Mr. Bellamy's efforts, we would not have a practice at all.
I know. He got Gary Lucas. Oh.
Oh, the man himself. How did it go at the station?
Oh, fine, fine. Yes, spent a few hours down there giving statements and such like.
Rob's saying that Frank and Gary are locked up.
Yes, they certainly are. Great result. Yeah. How's Emma?
She's okay, but...
Emma, you made it in.
Yes.
How you doing?
It must have been a terrible shock.
Do you want a coffee?
Do you know what? I'm fine, really, and thank you, but I can get my own coffee.
Hey, Al, the hero.
Nah, it was nothing.
Are you joking? With surveillance skills like that, you could work for MI5. Or is it 6? Anyway, then.
Who says I'm not?
You did really well. I'll just bring these through.
We could have some counselling if you think it'd help.
God, just what I need, isn't it? I mean, you know, talking to someone for hours on end about how I couldn't spot a crook even though I was going out with him.
Well, maybe take some time off.
Why? No one's died. I want to work.
Well, I'll put you on paperwork today. No patience. It'd be better.
Okay. Thanks for not saying I told you so. And for trying to warn me.
Things will settle down, you know.
Okay. I'm not going to fuss over you.
No, please don't.
But if you want to talk...
What's there to say, except I've been a complete moron?
Oh, Frank deceived everyone.
Yeah, but especially me. I mean, what else was he lying about?
Well, look, the main thing is he's gone, and you are well rid, and he's not worth another second agonizing over. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cook us dinner, we're going to have a nice bottle of wine, and watch a really silly film.
Yeah, as long as it's not a rom-com.
Transformers?
Really?
No.
You must have been so convincing to make Gary Lucas think you wanted to be part of his practice.
It was easy.
Don't make him any more conceited.
He was jealous because you weren't in on it.
It's hard to imagine that Dr. Christoph was capable of such wickedness.
I always thought he was something dodgy about him, something about the eyes.
He deceived us all, including Mr. Bellamy.
Excuse me, I need to speak to Dr. Emaride.
So we're not open till this afternoon, and I don't think Dr. is seeing patients today.
I'm not a patient, it's a business matter. I'm Thérèse Cotillard.
Oh, will she know what it's about?
It's very important.
Well, I'll just see if she's in.
Ah, Daniel, excellent job. Well done. Oh, can I just say you're behind with the Quaff reports?
I've been busy.
Yes, of course, but it doesn't help to let things slide, does it? Now everything's back to normal. Keep on top of the paperwork. End of the week, yes?
Right.
The fun's obviously over.
Can't you just be happy that a plan worked?
Karen thought you gave an Oscar-winning performance persuading Gary Lucas that you wanted to leave the mill.
But
It wasn't all acting, was it? You do want to leave. Or at least you were tempted.
don't be ridiculous. Gary Lucas is a criminal.
Oh, Thérèse Cotillard. We haven't met. I'm not sure why you're here.
I'm Frank's wife. Ex-wife.
You have my sympathy. But why are you
He's
here?
under arrest. They're sending him to prison, and you tricked him into being arrested.
Oh, that's what you think, is it? He did his best to destroy this practice. Dirty tricks, sabotage, arson. What do you think should happen to him?
Maybe he deserves it, but what about me? What about my daughter? She's 5 years old, and we are destitute now. We have nothing.
Don't you dare blame me. Try blaming Frank. He's the one who's responsible.
No, it's your fault. You made him lavish money on you, buy you gifts to take you to the best restaurants, pay for everything. You used him and you bled him dry.
What?
That is what he said.
Oh, really? And I don't suppose he's ever lied to you about anything else. Look, I'm having a bad enough day without you standing there screaming at me.
We tried to say to you and he would not listen.
Thérèse, wait. Wait.
What's going on?
Frank's ex-wife.
She's his wife.
What's she doing here?
What's wrong with you? Do you know what your husband tried to do? He tried to burn us to the ground.
Yes, all right, Karen, you get me some water, please.
So sorry. Doctor, not doing that. She did not call herself Christoph.
How are you feeling? No, you need to sit down. Therese, wait.
What's she doing here? You think she was in on it?
Wait! Look, you need medical attention. If not from me, then from someone. You know, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
All right, just calm down. Take a deep breath. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were here. When did you arrive?
Last night. I was at the police station all night.
Right, so you probably haven't slept, have you? When was the last time you had anything to eat or drink?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, no wonder you fainted. Look, how about I buy you a sandwich and a cup of coffee, hmm?
I didn't want your charity.
Oh, believe me, it's not charity. I want to talk to you. Come on.
As if it's not bad enough in the first place that we get infiltrated by that creep, but then his wife comes to visit. I mean, who's next? His identical twin brother?
You calm down. Stop letting Frank get to you. He's not worth it.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Frank's wife showed up.
Yeah, Emma's dealing with it.
Oh, how's she?
She's not great, actually. Could I ask your advice on something?
No?
Do I tell Emma that Frank made a pass at me?
No, why?
Because I feel guilty not telling her.
Yeah, but if you do, it's just like another smack in the face for her. She's never going to say Frank again, hopefully. None of us are, so I'd forget about it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Better? English coffee is terrible, but this is not bad. Thanks.
Oh, well, you don't need to thank me. I was curious. You know, the other woman.
I'm not the other woman. We're not rivals. We're not fighting over Frank. I don't want him. You can have him.
I don't want him either.
So we agree.
Yes, but you're here. So does that mean that you still care about him?
Right now, I could kill him.
Ah, that's a no then.
I have to sort things out for Gigi. It's the only reason I'm here.
Look, I think we got off on the wrong foot, to put it mildly.
He's lied to both of us.
Yes, well, he certainly lied to you about me. I am not some spoilt, kept woman, and I don't expect men to pay for everything.
I should not have believed him. What did he tell you about me?
Oh, he said that you were hysterical, irrational, vindictive, and implied that you have mental health problems.
What?
And that you were keeping him from seeing Gigi just out of spite.
Oh, the last one is true. I was so angry with him. And I was afraid he might take her and leave the country. Take her away from me. I'm not hysterical. I do not go around screaming at people, normally. I shouldn't have done this to you. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. I mean, given the circumstances, it looks like he's put one over on both of us.
Maybe.
You completely misled me, Clay. You told me you'd seen Neve and Frank kissing. You made it sound like it was mutual.
That's what it looked like. Mind you, I didn't stick around to find out. Surveillance is open to interpretation. You know that. What?
I don't think she was ever into Frank.
Frank made a pass at her, that's what she said.
I think there's a chance she's still into me.
I had to leave Gigi with my parents and fly to Birmingham. I saw Frank. I shouted and screamed at him.
I can imagine.
He told the police I had nothing to do with it all, and they believed him, I think. Anyway, they let me go. I thought he was sorting himself out. He kept saying he was earning big money, that he was going to pay off all his debt, that everything would be all right. And I believed him. But the big money, it was payment from this Gary Lucas. He was part of the crime. So now we're worse off than ever.
But you're divorced.
We're still entangled financially. That means that now I'm responsible for all his debts and I cannot pay.
Well, do you work?
Of course, I lecture in French literature. Not as well paid as being a doctor. I cannot afford our apartment. We're going to be evicted.
What will you do?
Move back in with my parents, they'll help us. They love Gigi. But they live 200 kilometers from the university, so I'll have to change jobs if I can, or live apart from them, apart from Gigi. Or give up work, which means I'll have no money at all.
Oh, some choice. But you must have friends.
I do, and they would help me, but I don't want to take from them or from anyone. My parents shouldn't have to support me. They're retired. They don't have money either.
What about Frank's parents?
Ah, well, they've got Frank an expensive lawyer. They haven't offered to help me, and I wouldn't take anything from them if they did. Maybe some of it was my fault.
How do you work that out?
Frank is weak. I nagged him because I needed the money for Gigi. I put him under pressure.
No. Frank is the criminal here. Don't go blaming yourself.
I need to sort out his financial affairs. Find out just how bad his debts are. He has an apartment. I have to clear it out. Frank will need it again. I don't know what else I'm going to find.
Look, would you like me to come with you?
Ah, Howard, you'll be pleased to know that I'm doing my quaff reports.
Oh, well, that's good. And now I've got access to those files, I'm going to go over everything Frank was doing to see if he was up to anything else.
Good idea.
My chair is broken again. So, seeing as I've been such a hero and helped save the practice, what are the chances of getting a new one? So, this one doesn't do my back in.
All right, fair enough. Have a look at the office supplies catalogue and let me know which one you want. I'll expect the quaff reports.
Right.
Don't let him get to you.
Do you fancy having lunch out?
Where?
Icon, I just want to talk to you away from here.
Oh, no dead bodies. I was joking.
That's not funny. Do you know where he keeps everything?
No, I've never been here. He always used to come to mine. I can see why.
What have you found?
It's easier if you just come and have a look. This must be worth thousands.
Did you know?
No, I had no idea. I mean, I knew he liked shopping and giving people presents, but nothing to this scale. Clearly one of the many things I didn't know about him.
Where's Frank?
Frank's not here.
I need a script.
Brooker's been arrested. Who are you? Wait! What do you want from him? Talk to me! What was he doing?
You were right.
About what? Gary Lucas.
I was interested in what he had to offer.
Well, shame he was a criminal, intent on destroying our practice to make way for his.
But he does have a vision. And come on, we don't know if the mill's going to survive anyway. Or the NHS, for that matter. Could be that in the future, only the biggest practices survive.
So big is beautiful.
Gary does have some genuinely exciting ideas. Working in a super clinic. All sorts of specialisms under one roof. A centre of excellence. And the Granger Clinic would be part of that. Could expand.
And eventually you'd rule the world.
Mock away. But I would love to be part of something like that. Something new, something different. Don't get that at the mill. I'm starting to think that maybe it's just not big enough for me anymore.
Frankie's selling drugs?
Not exactly. That woman wanted a script. It's a fake prescription. I think Frank was selling fake prescriptions to drug addicts. He needed money. And it seems that he had plenty of customers.
Ça me rend folle!
Well, that's not his. At least I've never seen him using it.
I'll try his password, Petit Ange.
Little Angel.
His nickname for Gigi is password on everything.
Well, even his phone for drug dealing. Charming.
Did he steal this from your practice?
No, these aren't the Mills. They must have come from Gary Lucas's practice, or well, any other practice that Frank was a locum at. Oh, Therese, this is serious. I'm going to have to tell Howard, the practice manager at the mill, and I'll have to call the police.
I didn't know you'd thought about it so much.
No, man can dream, can't he? Look, if I actually went to work in a super clinic, I'd probably hate it. Be more bureaucracy, more about the money than the patients. And I've just fought tooth and nail to save the mill, so I'm not going to jump ship now, am I?
But
But it was exciting. Me and Al and Heston and Howard charging into action.
Leatherbridge's answer to the
It
Expendables.
was exciting. Now that we've won and we're back at the mill, it just feels like we're back to the grind.
Pun intended.
Yes. You know what I mean. You can't blame me for being restless.
I don't.
Things will settle down. I'll settle down, I'm sure.
Right, I've spoken to Howard and I've called the police. Therese, we shouldn't be touching anything. This is a crime scene now. All this stuff is evidence.
Okay, I won't leave fingerprints.
What are you looking for?
A letter, a diary. Something to explain all this.
A confession?
Well, there must be a reason. Nobody does all this without a reason.
Yeah, we know the reason. I mean, all this stuff, money. That's mine.
Hey. No, don't go. Can we talk?
Yes.
Just, I want to clear things up.
Okay.
When you found me in your bedroom, that must have seemed so dodgy.
Well, it did because it was really dodgy. I mean, tapping Frank's phone.
Yeah, I was doing that in a good cause.
You and the CIA both.
It's just that we needed to get evidence against Frank.
Yeah, the thing is, Al, you could hear what was happening in my bedroom. I mean, not that anything exciting was happening.
And that must have really freaked you out.
It did a bit, yeah.
But I wasn't stalking you, okay? I wouldn't stalk anybody. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a pervert.
I get it. It's all for the good of the mill.
Yeah. It was for the good of the mill. So on that front, are we cool?
Yes.
Grand.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you about something.
Yeah?
Not here. Could we maybe go for a drink after work? Not a drink, just a coffee or something.
Sure. I love coffee.
Okay. I'll meet you back here. These things belong to you?
My scarf. The menu from a restaurant we went to. Champagne cork. He was teaching me about champagne. His theatre programme.
Souvenirs. Frank needs attention. He needs to be accepted, admired, loved. This proved to him that he was.
So all the time he was trying to destroy the mill and lose us our jobs, he thought we were having this great romance, that everything was fine between us. But I don't understand. Are you saying that he really loved me?
No, he needed you. He cannot bear to be alone without you, without someone loving him. He doesn't feel like he is existing.
He was a fake right from the start, and I just didn't see through it.
Emma, there's no point being angry.
Oh, yeah, that's good coming from you.
I know what this is like. Don't let him upset you. He's not worth it, believe me.
The police are here.
I found something. Gigi loves cat. He bought her a cuddling cat, just what she wanted. Could I keep this one, you think?
Well, the police will have to go through everything first, but I'm sure they'll let you have it when they're finished. Look, I need to get out of this place. I don't suppose you fancy a drink, do you? I could certainly do with one.
Hey. Where do you fancy going?
Let's stay here. I wanted to talk about us. Not that there is an us as such anymore.
But there could be. Couldn't there? Come on, Neve. Please say there could be. No, I believe in you. Of course I do. It's just that you were so broken. Everything you said, everything you did while we were away, it convinced me that you didn't think you were good enough to be a doctor. I was just trying to help you. I thought I did a pretty good job of being supportive.
You practically marched me into Howard's office to resign. You couldn't get me out of the medical profession quick enough.
I was trying to help you make a really difficult decision. One that I thought you wanted to make.
And what about now? Do you think I'm a good doctor? Or could be? Do you think that it was wrong to make me quit? You don't, do you? You still think I'm a rubbish doctor?
Do you know how Frank and I met? No. I'm allergic to bee stings. I was in a park and I was stung. And Frank came to the rescue. I couldn't believe it. This handsome doctor saved my life and then he asked me out. It was so romantic.
Was any of it real?
No, I don't think so. He's good at acting romantic. Candlelit dinners, taking me to Nice, Saint-Tropez, buying me things. It's a performance. He wants to believe in it himself. But it isn't real, and behind it, there's nothing.
Do you still blame yourself for what he's done?
It's strange, but now I've seen all of it. I don't think it was because of me. He's been like this all his life. There's something broken in him. He wanted me to change him, to fix him, and I couldn't.
Well, none of us can fix other people.
I tell you about a crisis of confidence I've had. A really bad crisis. And you tell me I'm not fit to be a doctor. I tell my colleagues, the partners, and they support me. They help me. They build up my confidence. They believe I'm a good doctor and that I shouldn't give up. They have faith in me. In fact, the only person who doesn't believe in me is you. Can't you see how that's a problem?
No, no, I can't. I respect you in every other way. You're my favourite person in the world. You have so many abilities, so many other things that you're good at.
So I can't be a doctor, but it's okay because I'm good at ironing or baking or parking my little car in tiny spaces.
Me and you, we were good. Is there no way of salvaging that?
He'll never work as a doctor again, will he? Even if he doesn't go to prison.
It's highly unlikely.
There'll be no support from him. We'll have to manage.
What practical help do you need? I mean, money?
I wouldn't take it from you.
No, but I'm not offering. Well, not necessarily. But I could help you find somewhere to stay.
It will have to be cheap.
Yes, well, Leatherbridge in February is not known as a tourist destination. I'm sure we'll find somewhere.
Thank you.
What about Frank's parents?
Oh, they want to help. They despise me. They never thought I was good enough for their son.
Well, that's ironic.
Yeah, that's how they think. He should have married a film star or a supermodel, maybe.
If anyone's to blame for the way Frank is, it's them. They should take the responsibility. I mean, if they paid off his debts, at least you and Gigi could be free.
I doubt if they could be persuaded.
Well, maybe they wouldn't want the embarrassment.
That is devious.
Gigi's their granddaughter. Surely they don't want her to grow up in poverty.
That's true. That'd be Gigi. I promised to phone her before she goes to bed. Allô, Gigi? Oui, ma chérie.
All I've ever wanted is to be a doctor. I think I wanted it more than you. And you had it easy.
You reckon?
Yeah. You had parents who were supportive and were proud of you. I had to fight mine every step of the way. Being a doctor is everything to me. And I believe I can be a good one. But you don't. And I can't get past that.
But I do love you.
Imagine if it was the other way around. If I kept saying, I love you, but I think you're useless at the only thing you've ever wanted to do. But you love me back. I said I'd fix Emma dinner.
Can we talk like this again?
We're not getting back together. We're never going to be a couple again. That's what I wanted to talk about, and that's all I've got to say. Take care.
Everything's different. I would do whatever it takes, Dr. Carmack.
We were just talking about having a girls' night out.
Sounds great, but I've got a hot date tonight.
Oh, who's the lucky fella?
Sierra's social worker. You said that you would be happy to see her again. I could call her back.
No, don't worry, Mrs. Tenby. I'll talk to her, all right?
You think all you're asking for is a part-time dad, but let's face it, nobody's ever going to live up to your expectations.
Comic Relief is on the horizon tonight at 8:40.